welcome on in. So I'm really, really happy because I'm here with Nick and Louise, who are awesome, awesome people. And they're from the Kernow Health and Wellbeing Hub. So they're here to tell us more about Kernow Mental Wellbeing Workforce Hub, I believe it is, and what they can offer. So it's great to have you both with us in today. This is a great service and we are so looking forward to finding out more. So Nick, what's your role with Kernow Workforce Health and Wellbeing Hub?
Yeah, okay, well thank you very much for having us today. It's really nice to be here, and it is a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Kernow Workforce Wellbeing Hub. But essentially what we are is we are a mental health support hub who also help with well-being, so mental health and well-being essentially. And we're a new service. We have been operating as a phone line, but we've kind of extended our service and launched as the Kernow Workforce Wellbeing Hub in November. So we're still in that place of kind of getting everything up together. But we're a small psychology team essentially, and as part of that team, I have an operational role as the manager of the team, and also I have a clinical role as well, where I help with assessments, help with supervision within the team, help with training, and we're going to talk about some of the other things we offer later.
Amazing,
but
okay.
help with some of those offers we do. So I'm kind of the team leader, and also I have a clinical role as well.
Very exciting stuff. So, and Louise, what is it that you get up to as a hub coordinator?
So, hi, my name's Louise. I'm a hub coordinator. So I provide psychological support for people that call in. So it can be people that are suffering from anxiety, burnout, stress, work-related issues. I provide a safe space for them to speak to me. I also go out, so I'll visit nursing homes and residential homes and provide outreach support as well. And yeah, that's my role.
Amazing. So kind of as I said previously, it does sound like such an amazing and vital service. Does this, when was the hub started? In November, I think you said, wasn't it? It was in November.
Yeah, it might be helpful for me to give a bit more background on the hub and how it came about. So essentially we're funded by NHS England, and it's a new endeavour that works on the new ICS framework, which is the Integrated Care Services, which are being set up geographically around the country, and there are 40 of those. And in line with those, each one of those has a wellbeing hub like the one we have in Cornwall. And so what we are doing in that situation is that we are providing a system-wide support from our service. So we actually work with anyone in health or social care, the police and SWAST, who that South Western Ambulance Service.
Oh, amazing.
Who come, so they come under health, but I thought I'd mention them as well.
Yeah.
But they actually, same with the police actually, it goes into Devon as well. So Devon also have their own hub. So that's really important to know that actually if you have relatives and you're mentioning about our service, actually if they live in Devon or they live anywhere in the country, there'll be a hub there that can support them.
Yeah.
So we are here for staff members work in health and
who really need it, don't they? They really do.
They really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much has been asked of them over the last 2 years. We know that sort of 1 in 4 people suffer from mental health difficulties on any given year.
Yeah.
And then add in the pressure that people are finding from the work that they've had to do during COVID. It's no surprise that people need a bit more support.
Yeah.
And we're here to do that.
Yeah. So going off the back of that, what support do you kind of specifically offer people?
We offer different interventions. It depends on what the person or the team needs. So we do team interventions as well. I can give you an example of somebody who's rung up, who's very anxious, didn't know where to go, saw Kernow Workforce Wellbeing being advertised, and we supported with different tools. So resilience, how to build on resilience, how to manage your anxiety in such a stressful time as it is at the moment, especially coming out of COVID. We offer therapeutic interventions as well, and we can also signpost. So there's a lot that we can offer, and we really want people to call in. We know that 40% of health and social care staff at present are close to burnout, and that's
Wow.
from a recent
That's a
survey.
really high statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we offer that safe space, and it's completely neutral and confidential as well.
That's great. So if someone was kind of struggling at work and they just gave you a call,
Yeah.
you could just kind of swoop in and really help them out there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it might help to clarify just a little bit around how people can access
Yeah,
us.
please do.
So
Yeah, of course.
we have a phone line,
Yeah.
phone number. It runs 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So we're not a crisis service.
No.
So what we will do is we will respond as soon as we can. But usually we have people on the phones and when you phone through, you will speak to somebody who is a mental health professional like Louise,
Yeah.
who's got a psychological background, and what they can do when you phone up is that we can provide assessments with people, or we can just provide a space to just have a conversation, or actually what we can do if needed is actually escalate things if somebody's in crisis, or if somebody needs to go and speak to somebody that maybe in a community mental health team or something along those lines. So we have that service running Monday to Friday 9 to 5, but people can also contact us through our website.
It's a very good website. I did have a look.
Yeah,
I did have a
okay,
little look. It's a good website.
That's great. As I say, we're updating all the time, aren't we?
It's a work in progress,
Just
very
like
much.
Yeah.
Just like a throw off kind of the back question. Are there any, top tips that a top tip that you would have to kind of manage your mental health in just an everyday way? Just something that you could be doing every day that would really help you?
I think there's some great apps out there like Calm, Headspace. If you go onto our website, there's different things that you can do, different tools that you can use. So we very much promote something called Wim Hof breathing.
Okay.
So that's just...
The Iceman? Did you do the ice?
Yes, very much.
He's
So
very cool.
slowing your breathing and making sure you're in the here and now, and so you're here, present, and not having those negative thoughts and moving away from negative thoughts, which are very common at the moment. So I think that's something that we would promote. But there's nothing that's too big or too small to contact us either.
Yeah, which is great. So,
Yeah.
so what are some of the aspects of those working in health and social care who might need support with that we may not think of?
We find at the moment can literally be anything. So anxiety, low mood, depression, financial issues, housing issues which are adding on to the anxiety. It could be work-related issues.
Yeah, it can really be anything. I mean, what we're finding really, and is an expression that's come up a few times, is people getting in contact because there was one thing that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a build-up of things. There's all sorts of things going on for people, and as Louise says, the finances are a really big one at the moment, and people are really feeling that pressure. So having that on top of all the other things that people are finding with work, especially with lots of people off due to COVID, that's just putting so much pressure on those people that are still in work.
Yeah.
That it's and this is why it's really helpful to have people phone in, because often it's a few things that people can do. It's a few things that can help. I don't know whether it's helpful to think of. I don't know whether you've heard of the stress bucket analogy before.
Not the stress bucket one, no.
No,
I haven't.
there's lots of different ways of thinking about this, but this is one that I often go to, is this idea that everybody has a certain capacity to cope with the stresses of life, and that's kind of represented by your bucket. So everyone's got different size buckets, and what we have is water coming into that bucket, and that represents your stress. So at different times in your life you're going to have different stresses coming in, different amounts of water. But what's happened over the last 2 years is so many things have happened.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's no longer just bits of water. There's almost like a torrent
Yeah,
of
it's
water.
constant, isn't it?
Yeah,
One thing after another. And
Yeah, it really has been, hasn't it? Just
Yeah.
one thing after another coming in. And with this analogy, what we're thinking is to help people sort of cope and to help people carry on as such. What we're thinking is that what you need to do is sort of drill holes in that bucket. So as some stresses come in, you need to let some stresses out. So it might not be the same stresses that come in. So each thing you do, such as Louise has mentioned, mindfulness or breathing or anything like that, it's another hole in your bucket.
I like that. That's a really good analogy. I've never heard that one.
Yeah. So it might be that you need 4 holes, you might need 5 holes.
Yeah.
You know, it's until you get to that point where the stress is coming in and matching those stresses coming out.
It's so great to hear that this is happening as well for so many people who are in like the NHS and in hospitals or in social care and all of that, because you see them. I went to Trelisk not long ago, and they all do look quite head down, quite stressed, quite burnt out, and it's a shame, you know. But it's great to hear that, you know, they can hopefully, if you know you're watching this, you can hopefully reach out as well. But I'll move on to the next question. So you offer quick access to a trained mental health professional. Who's the service available to?
The service is available to anybody, any staff working in health and social care. So that can be from people working in care homes, the voluntary sector. We work with RCHT, CFT, the police, SWAT, South West Ambulance. So it can be anyone working in health and social care. And we really want people, you know, to call us and not sit in silence and suffer. And make sure that they don't reach boiling point. You know, we are here. It is a safe space to talk to us as well. So do reach out. And if there's a team out there that need our support as well, then give us a call on our number that's hopefully advertised. And
I'm sure we can pull that up. We'll definitely have it at the end.
And
as well.
We can offer outreach as well, so I can come out and speak to the team as well and offer that one-to-one support as well, so face-to-face, so that's great.
So coming off the back of that one, could you tell us about the support given when creating an action plan? So what's the process with that?
So the support given with an action plan will be to look at what's going on, like Nick said, look at that stress bucket, look what's going on. People will often ring up with, it could be work-related issues when actually there's a lot more going on at home. There can be a lot more going on in their lives. So when we look at the action plan, it will highlight areas of your life that maybe you didn't know was stressing you out. So actually it could be relationship issues, or you know, you just don't know who to go to. So we also have an offer with Relate. So Relate, it's through Relate we can offer relationship counselling, which is a free service if anybody is having relationship issues. But the wellbeing plan really highlights the areas where people need support in their lives, and that's where we can offer the support around the wellbeing plan.
I love that. That's amazing, especially with the free counselling for relationships and things. I wouldn't have thought of that if I heard it.
It's over COVID. There was obviously everybody was in lockdown together, and that can put a lot of stress on relationships. And then coming out of COVID, you know, that's where we found there's been people have suffered from relationship issues, and that's why we're offering that service as well. So
I love it, and it's so important to talk about that as well, isn't it? It really, really is. So you also offer reflective practice with a clinical psychologist. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So we have a clinical psychologist in our team, and that's a resource we're hopefully going to be expanding as well. But one of the things we offer to teams is for managers to get in touch with us, which is, as Lou said, that's what we want them to do. And what we can do is we can offer a consultation with our psychologist to think about some of those factors that might be helpful in terms of the well-being of the team, you know, and that might be something we fulfill ourselves in terms of training that would be useful. But as part of that offer, we have our psychologists can provide reflective practice groups for those teams. And what that is, it can get a bit complicated talking about reflective practice.
We need another bucket analogy.
Essentially
we practice it pretty much all the time. So
it's one of those things that's quite well known in kind of mental health circles, that time reflection and psychologists. It's quite a well known process, and it's part of the learning process in you know, nursing qualifications and in lots of health qualifications. So. But what we're offering is the opportunity for a team to come together and try and make sense of their experience
Wow.
in a space that's facilitated by a psychologist. So there's no expectation that you have to do anything or talk or anything like that, but it's just a way of helping people understand what they've been through, and they've been through an awful lot.
Yeah.
And
so would that psychologist come to them where they are?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
amazing. So then it wouldn't be a case of them all having to travel. They would come to them.
Yeah, so anything we do, we try and work around those that we're supporting. One of the things is we've been offering quite a lot of stuff online recently, in line with the guidance, and actually some of the difficulties we have is often reaching those that most need the support are often the ones that we can't actually get to. We can't necessarily go onto a hospital ward and have a reflective practice, but we're finding ways around it. We're trying to be so it's whatever we can do to support that team, and that's why the contact is so important, being able to talk with people, because we don't want to claim we know what people need. We want them to speak to us, and together we can work it out, support them. But that reflective practice is certainly something that we are offering to teams at the moment.
We also offer training for managers, team leaders, on how to have a wellbeing conversation, and staff. So rather than just saying, "Hey, how are you?" No, how are you really?
Yeah.
And really asking that.
Yeah.
Because you've got that person that's sat there with their head down, and it's exploring and asking them what's going on. So we offer that training for people as well.
Yeah. And it does open up that humanity,
doesn't
it?
Yes,
I think
very much.
In so many jobs there can be a real, not clinical feel, but there's just a very cold, you're there to work, you're not there to feel your emotions, keep calm and carry on analogy that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And it is that thing of actually, we are all humans, we all have emotions, we all have feelings, little things will affect us, and definitely important to talk about it. So we've got some amazing testimonials from some staff that have actually used the service as well. Thank you so much for your support. If I did not speak to anybody today, I don't know what I would have done. Which is just really powerful, really, really powerful things here. I didn't know that this world would be such an informal chat, and now I've spoken to you, I feel like a ton of bricks has been lifted off my shoulders. Wow. Thank you for supporting us as a whole team. Our staff are under so much pressure, so knowing that your team are here to support us, either individually or as a team, has been great. I must say that I had a wholly positive experience using it. Louise was kind and positive and very helpful. She gave me realistic advice and simple tools and techniques that I could actually use in the workplace and outside, that wouldn't draw attention to me, and which have really, really helped me. The reassurance she offered as well was lovely, and even when we were talking about slightly uncomfortable things, she found a way to reframe it into a more positive light, but also acknowledge why that would have affected me the way it did. I am happy that I used the service and that it could help me in the way it did. Wow.
Yeah.
So powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, and we just want to say, we are here to offer that safe space. We know people are struggling at the moment, and we don't want people to, we're here and we can do what we can. We don't have the answers to everything, but we do have a great listening ear. So
it's incredible. Yeah. It's really, really powerful, and it just goes to show how important a service like this is, and how vital it is that those care and support us most also get that same level of care and support. So thank you so much for coming in and taking the time today to talk to us and kind of get the word out. And I hope everyone who's been listening is really excited, and kind of, if you know anyone in healthcare, if you know anyone who kind of works in the police or any of these social sectors, that you do let them know that the service is available. I'm assuming that we have the numbers, I think. Do we have numbers? We might have numbers.
Brilliant.
If we can fill up a number in an email, potentially we can. But if not, and you're really keen to get involved, you can just contact us through Chaos, and we'll give you all the information, which would be amazing. So thank you so much for today, and I will hand back to Pudge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.